Hello, everyone watching on the internet. Welcome to Day For Rejoin live stream. I'm Peter Core from National Rejoin March, and we're here to talk about events that are happening all around the country on Saturday, the 23rd of March. Just quickly want to say what Day For Rejoin is, which comes from after doing big marches in London twice, we always got asked, why is it always in London? So the idea was to, in between the big marches in London, to have events happening all around the country, all together on the same day, and that's what Day for Join is. We had a successful one last year. Everything from full drag shows in the evening up in Newcastle to street stalls all around the country, and a march and rally in Leeds. And this year is no different. We've got stuff happening all around the country, which you can join in with. No matter where you are in the country, there's something fairly close to you that you can get involved with. And what we're going to do is we've got a load of the organisers on this live stream, and we're going to go through all the places that we've got events on, and the organisers will tell you a little bit about them. So we shall start. We'll do it in alphabetical order, and we'll start with Cheltenham. Right, Cheltenham is a Rejoin street stall. Sorry, I've messed up already. Not. It's a street stall in Cheltenham in the High Street, and they'll be talking about benefits of rejoining the EU. So if you want to go and help them out and volunteer, or go and chat with them about it and talk with the public, which we were speaking of before, that street stalls is one of the best ways to chat with the public about Brexit and rejoining the EU. So go down and help them out in Cheltenham on the High Street. The details on the website. And next is Chester. Chester is another street stall that is happening at the Cross in Chester, and they'll be asking for volunteers for their street stall there. I believe that's an EM group, European movement. So if you want to go and get involved, go down to the Cross in Chester. That's 11 till 1 on Saturday the 23rd. And then it's Chiswick. Chiswick is, oh, that's in London. Sorry, I've gone the wrong place. Chiswick is a street stall happening in Turnham Green Terrace. That's London
us.
West.
Sorry, there's two of us on this call.
Go for it.
That's my little group. So we'll be there outside Turnham Green Tube, just opposite where the terrace is. There's a nice park. We've done a stall before, and we'll be there on Saturday, 23rd of March, probably between 10:30 and about 2:30, depending on the weather and how long we can stand it. A whole bunch of us will be there to meet whoever wants to come along, and we always welcome extra new people. And we've had some people, young volunteers turn up and stay for a bit last time. And looking forward to meeting people. We'll probably do a follow-up after work or coffee meeting as well for people who came along and wanted to get more involved. So that's us. That's the European Movement West London. And my colleague Marilyn is on the call as well. She's actually just turned up. But we're planning to do that with a bunch of us. We're very enthusiastic. We like doing street stalls. We like meeting people. And we don't mind if they don't agree with us. We like a good conversation, which is what it's all about. On to the next person.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank God for that. I think everyone was getting bored.
And Marilena, who's also on the call too. She's just on the bottom of my screen. She's there. She's waving at.
Excellent. Hello.
Hiya.
I think everyone was getting very bored of my voice by now, so I'm so glad you stepped in there. Right, the next one is Dorchester. Is the organiser from Dorchester here? Nope. They're doing the Dorchester Euro Cafe. So they'll be sounding out how local people are feeling about a range of issues with the happiness monitor and raising awareness of related issues, including voter registration and ID.
Happiness monitor.
Is that you guys?
Yeah. I won't be there. They're doing a happiness index. Better, worse, or don't know, and it covers the NHS, the cost of living, economy, trade, control of our own affairs, and UK influence in the world.
Amazing. Carry on talking about it.
I won't be there because I'll be helping with the Salisbury one. But I don't, because I live in Salisbury, although I'm a member of the Dorset for Europe. So, but we were going to hold one in Bournemouth, but we decided to have one in Dorset because we've got quite a lot of people from that part of Dorset that, you know, don't come to our Euro cafes, they come to the Dorchester one. So, but it's going to be hopefully very busy. I'm going to try and get some Liberal Democrat candidates for the general election to come along as well.
Excellent. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Right, on to East Molesey. Anyone here from East Molesey? No. This is a street stall, but they've got cakes. So, I mean, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to go to that one, to be honest with you. They've got cakes. But they're not just cakes, they're cakes that are themed from various European countries. So if you are near East Molesey, definitely get down to that one. And I'm going to request that they send me some cakes, I think. Right, next is Edinburgh. Is someone here from Edinburgh? No? Okay, that's they're doing a Edinburgh Euro walk, so they're doing a walking hiking trip around Edinburgh, seeing the sights and pointing out famous European places around Edinburgh, so places that have either been funded by EU funding or just affiliated with various European countries, and it sounds really nice. Edinburgh's a beautiful place, so that's well worth doing if you're up that way. Next is Exeter. No? Everyone's going to get so bored of my voice. I already sound like Zippy from Rainbow, and now I've got to do loads of talking. What's this about? Exeter Day For Rejoin street stall. That is in sorry, that is Bedford Street, Exeter, and are going to be focusing on Brexit lies and highlighting the lack of Brexit benefits and why we need to rejoin the EU. So that should engage some good conversation.
And just before we leave the letter E, I'll mention East Kent.
I told you I'd forget because it wasn't on a website yet. Go for it, Chris.
So, East Kent, we're putting on a street stall in Canterbury on the 23rd. The weather forecast at the moment is bright sunshine with no clouds. So it's definitely going to be an excellent place to come and meet people from the East Kent for Europe Brigade and come and talk to us. We will have the usual street stall with a display board. There might even be someone with a megaphone enticing people to come over and talk and talking about certain issues. We will have lots of leaflets to hand out. So come along and chat with us on the 23rd in the High Street. And possibly there might be one in Hythe, but I'm not going to confirm that, and I've tried to get a confirmation. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you reminded me. I did tell you what to forget, so I'm glad you just stepped in. Right then, after E is Farnham, which I believe is you, John. And if you're watching, if you go to the live chat, there's a link related to this one for you.
Yes, it's me, John Gaskell from Southwest Surrey, and we're having we're getting our trusty Brexitometer out again, and it will be in Farnham from 10 until 12 at the Town Hall buildings, which is on the borough, adjacent to Castle Street. So that's the palisade that's covered. So if it's raining, we'll be covered. Otherwise known as outside nationwide. Come along and have a chat. We're following it by an informal drink stroke lunch stroke chat at the Plough on West Street at 12:30. So you've got half an hour to get there, and it's only 2 minutes walk. Which should be nice and well, it will certainly be welcoming to us, and it shouldn't be full because Farnham Town are playing away in Jersey on that day. So, and of course the landlord there is a big Farnham Town supporter, so he'll be in Jersey. But we should have a good time anyway, so come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That sounds cool. Right, Farnham, on to Germany. I know they're not here. They're doing a live stream from Germany, from 3 locations, I believe, all joining the same live stream, and they'll be talking about Dexit, as they're calling it, to tell people why it's such a bad idea by using the UK as an example. So that should be fun to tune into. I shall certainly have a look at the recording once it's finished. And just so everyone listening knows, if you go to march4rejoin.co.uk/events, you'll see all of the details of all of these events, including links. When you click on a link, it'll either be to an email to contact one of the organisers to find out info about it, or it will be a link to their website or an event page so you can register or whatever. So I should put that in the live chat in a second as well. So on to Gillingham or Gillingham. Is it Gillingham or Gillingham?
Well, it depends which county you're in. This is Gillingham in Kent. Gillingham is back in Dorset. So I believe.
We're Gillingham. Yes, we're actually mid-Kent, which is a great slice of the county, but we're in Medway towns. We're planning a street stall on Gillingham High Street, near what used to be the W.H. Smith, but I can't tell you what it is now. Probably Primark, if normal things are anything to go by. We're planning to engage precisely with the passing public. I have a feeling there will be a market set out that day, so we'll be competing with them for space. Handing out the leaflets, which I have just ordered. Thank you, whoever it was in the office that sent me the details. And we're planning to put up, well, we've decided not to call it a Brexitometer because Brexit's done and dusted. We're going to call it I think we're going to call it an EU mood meter, something along those, or EU mood monitor or something like that. 5 questions, yes, no, not sure, starting with, should the UK rejoin the EU? Go in there. Fighting. I think that's all. We don't know who's going to turn up. We know there's going to be a very small and faithful core there. But if anyone else is in the Medway towns, you're very welcome to come in and support us. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Right, on to the next, which is High Wycombe, and they are doing, I'm pretty sure there's not anyone here from High Wycombe, is there? No. They're doing a Pulse of Europe street stall. So Pulse of Europe on Day For Rejoin, as they have a street stall outside All Saints from 11 AM to 1 PM with giveaways. Get yourself down there then. And a Brexitometer. How's Brexit going for you, and how we should campaign for closer ties to Europe leading to Rejoin? Pulse of Europe is an international organisation that launched details for the European Parliament election too. So drop by for a chat there at High Wycombe. Next is Lancaster, I believe. Yeah, Lancaster. Is anyone here from Lancaster? No. They are doing something called Spring in Europe, and it's happening at Lancaster Central Library. So they're going to have a celebration of different traditional celebrations of spring throughout Europe. It's family friendly, loads of information, history, quizzes, and lots more. And that's actually in the library in Lancaster. So take your kids along to that one. That sounds great. Next is Leeds. Is anyone here from Leeds? Don't think they are. Right, Leeds are actually, if you've not seen it yet, you should go and watch it. But if you're near Leeds on a week tomorrow, go to and watch Betrayed, the Brexit documentary from Byline TV. They've got a showing of it in a cinema in Leeds, and it's actually the oldest cinema in the country, which I believe is gaslit, which is quite ironic considering what we're going through in this country at the moment. So they are showing that in the cinema there, and they've also got the director Caelan Robertson, as well as Liz Webster there to do a talk after the showing at the cinema as well. So that sounds like a really good event to go to if you can get down there. I should put the link in for that one shortly. But yeah, definitely go and have a look at that. It's a really, really good documentary that's different to all the other ones I've seen about Brexit, because it concentrates on people, which really is what this is all about, people. So that is in Leeds. Next is Liverpool. Kira.
Hiya. So yeah, we're having a march and rally in Liverpool, which is exciting. So the plan is to start a meeting point outside St George's Hall at 12 midday. And then we should start the march around about 1, so give time for everybody to gather, start the march about 1, make our way through the city centre, and then we'll reach the pier head around about 2. So we should have some brilliant speakers and some live music, Liverpool-based bands. Should be a really good experience. So I reckon we'll be done by about 3:30. So yeah. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Kira. I shall be at that one as well. I don't be offended if I'm not coming to your one. I will try and get around everywhere each year. Last year I managed to get to 2, but this time I'm only managed to get to Liverpool.
We've roped you in.
You have roped me in. You've even conned me into speaking, and I hate speaking. But no, it should be a good one. It's basically a mini version of the London March. So yeah, it'll be really good. There's a nice video about it that reviewing it, Kira, and your friend Sophie. That's doing quite well on Twitter. I think it's got about 70,000 views since we posted it on Tuesday. So yeah, if you're around or anywhere near Liverpool, please come and join us for that one. Right, next is Newcastle upon Tyne.
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Northeast Europe, and we are doing a European quiz and social in Newcastle. Well, it's just outside of Newcastle in Forest Hall. I think that the link to the information may be shown on your screen now. I'm not sure, Peter, is that right? It's going to be a lot of fun. You're more than welcome to come. It's an evening event, starts at 7 o'clock, and we're holding it in a lovely place called Sands of Tyne. A really cool place to have an event on, and you can buy drinks and you can buy food if you want to. Come along and meet us, and we'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Thanks, Yvonne. That sounds great. Yvonne is the one who organised the full evening show last year as well. So it's always fun when you're with the Northeast for Europe group. So definitely go and check that one out. Right, next is Reading. Is anyone here from Reading? By the way, the link to register for Northeast Newcastle event is in the chat if you're watching this wherever you're watching it. Right, Reading. Boats for Europe are doing a street stall in Reading town centre. They're going to have a trusty Brexitometer and members of the group talking to people in front of Reading Old Town Hall. Go along and meet members of their happy band, and at 2:30 they'll stop for drink and coffee in the centre of Reading. So go and meet them at Queen Victoria outside the Old Town Hall in Reading for a street stall there. Next is Salisbury. Go again. It's fine. You're muted.
Never know. As far as I know, they're meeting outside the library at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, and I should be going to that one because it's just down the road from where I live. But I think they're having a Brexometer, I think, like they normally have. That's all I know. But everybody's welcome to come along. Thank you very much.
I believe they're having a market stall in Salisbury, in the actual market.
Oh, right. I thought it was outside the library. I beg to differ.
Yeah, well, what has been registered anyway is a market stall in Salisbury Market where they've got a quiz, Brexitometer, and all that in there. So
you can't miss it. It's normally a very big stall they have.
excellent.
It's right on the corner. It's not actually in the market. It's on the edge of the market where everybody walks past and buses, where all the bus stops are. So it's very central. People will see it.
Excellent. I think I remember photos of that one from last year, actually.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, next is Seaford.
Hi, I'm Ginny from eUnity Seaford. Seaford's on the south coast, and we are Sea Haven. So we include New Haven and Peacehaven and Seaford in our area. And we are going to be running a street stall and a Brexitometer in Seaford, just outside Morrison's supermarket, from 11 till 1 on the 23rd. And with the focus for us is going to be around Erasmus and European security, which, given our previous many years of experience with residents of Seaford, I think might be quite a major breakthrough for the people that we've talked to previously. We've had quite a long gap since we were last there, so we're really looking forward to getting back on the street and just re-registering our presence and saying, hey, we haven't gone away, and now's your chance to come and talk to us and have exactly the kinds of conversations that have already been mentioned about, if you're regretting your vote, or if you just want to think about how might we start to think about rejoining and getting back in. Those are the kind of conversations that we welcome. We'd love to see people from Brighton as well. It's a short train ride from Brighton to Seaford. Morrison's is near the train station, and our sister group, eUnity Lewis, are going to be joining us as well for that street stall. So look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much. I've actually had some messages from people in Brighton asking what's going on in Brighton or near Brighton. So I'll email all them back and tell them to come to you guys. Right, next is Ben, 16 Million Rising Radio, which is our NRM's official broadcaster. Take it away, Ben.
Yep. Hello. I'm going to be in Liverpool with Kira and Peter, cataloguing and curating the very best of the march, getting vox pops from people there, and editing the best of the speakers for the following week's show, which will be episode 250 of 16 Million Rising, which is the UK's longest running, first original, only weekly grassroots, pro-European, anti-Brexit and pretty anti-Tory radio show and podcast. If you've not listened before, you can listen wherever you get your podcasts, on Deezer, Spotify. We're on Alexa. Just say, Alexa, play 16 Million Rising podcast, and she will do. We're on Mixcloud. We're on an embedded player on our website and the National Rejoin March website. We're on all the social media platforms apart from TikTok. I'm sure we soon will be. You can access all the links to listen to the show, to support it, to be on it, and to connect with us via email at 16millionrising.co.uk. I'm not sure if that's going to appear in the chat, thanks to Peter. 16 Million Rising, all in one big long word with 16 as a word. I'm sorry it's so long. 16millionrising.co.uk. That's our Linktree and website where you can access everything. I'll be there in Liverpool along with the marchers and at the rally wearing this top, which is easy to spot, says SMR on the front, with our Twitter handle on the back. Do please come up to me and say what you like, preferably why you're there, why it's important, and share with our listeners your reasons for supporting the UK returning to the heart of the EU. However you believe that journey needs to be taken, whether it's in baby steps, all in one go, doesn't matter. If you're on the right side of history with us, we want to hear why you're there. So if you're coming to Liverpool, do connect with me and have a word. I'll be there with my little microphone, recording as many people as possible. But also, if you're on this live stream, and there's 21 participants I can see on this live stream now, and probably others watching who weren't able to make it tonight for various reasons, hosting an event. If you'd like to promote your event on this week's show, it's a weekly show. It goes out every Monday, but you can listen whenever you like. It's a podcast, so you can listen, download it whenever you like. If you'd like to promote your event, whatever that event is, so I'm speaking to the people on this live stream and the people listening, all you need to do is very, very simple. Rather than me rattle through every event, and I know how Peter feels now because he's having to do quite a few for people that weren't able to make it tonight. Rather than me do it, in under 60 seconds, if you can, simply wax lyrical about your event, how amazing it's going to be, why everybody that lives near you needs to be there, whether it's a street stall, a dance, some poetry reading, a film premiere with the director, whatever it is. Wax lyrical about it. Tell us what, where, who, why, and when. And if there's a link that you want people to connect with to register the fact they're going to come or to find out more information, make sure you include that. Say what you like, no hard and fast rules. Listen back to what you've recorded on any handheld device that's able to capture sound. So a smartphone's own sort of recording facility will do it, or something more flashy if you like. Listen back to it to make sure there's no sort of popping and background noise, and you're happy with what you've said. Then send that file, not a link to it, the actual file, in any format you like, doesn't matter what format it is, attached to an email, not via social media, so not in a messenger chat, because it's sometimes very difficult to get them out of there. Send it to me via email by Saturday night. Now, I know that's only now one day. At the very, very latest, if you can't do it tomorrow, Sunday morning would be okay, as long as I've got it by around 12 o'clock on Sunday. So we'll say midday Sunday. That gives you a day and a half. 60 seconds talking about your event. You don't have to mention who you are. You can do it anonymously if you like. It's entirely up to you. Send it to me at 16 million rising. That's all again in one long word. This is the email address, 16 million rising with 16 as a word, at 16 million rising at outlook.com. That email address is also on the link tree. So all you need to do to connect with SMR is simply go to 16millionrising.co.uk, and you can click on the little email icon at the bottom, and it will open up your email in your browser, and you can send me an email that way. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So please do that. I've got Peter and Kira on the show this week for a special interview talking about the whole event. But it'd be great if I could edit out some of what I was saying and what Peter was saying and replace it with somebody that's going to be there on the ground in a different part of the country. So yeah, please let me know. Send me your audio. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben. And anyone watching, if you're looking at live chat, there's a link to the 16 Million Rising website and also the email address. If you don't already listen to that show, you really, really should. You won't regret it. It's absolutely brilliant. And he also does, bless him, a special show after every event we do, which is he dedicates his whole show to the march or whatever events we've been doing, and they're almost like a diary of what's going on.
And that will be episode 250. Our quarter thousandth show. So episode 250. That's a pretty big one. That will be in 2 weeks' time. But this is for episode 249.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ben. Right, let's go on to Swansea. Ed.
Okay, hello, I'm Ed Sides from Swansea, and we'll be doing an online event at 6 p.m. on the 23rd, and you'll see the link, I think, in the chat. But basically, this time 5 years ago, I was staying somewhere near Swindon, about halfway through walking from Swansea to London. And I don't know whether the date 23rd of March has been chosen deliberately, but it's the 5th anniversary of the People's Vote March in London, which was the reason I sort of was motivated to walk to London. And the theme of my walk was sort of walk and talk. So along the way, I was just asking people, you know, how did you vote or why did you vote leave? And there were a lot of interesting responses on that. And the walk wouldn't have come about except for help from lots of pro-European groups spread all along the M4 corridor. So, and then I'm also a geologist with an interest in archaeology. So if you want to hear a little bit about sort of European views and thoughts on the walk and some comments on the geology and the archaeology along the way of walking the path of the Romans and the Bronze Age people, and to get to London. So that will be at 6 p.m. It'll be a Zoom session, but you need to register for the event in order to be sent the link. And but it's free to register, and you should, if you can't find, if you're not seeing the link now, you will find that on the NRM webpage. So I hope some of you will come along to listen to me. And there'll be plenty of images and a bit of interesting side remarks about things, incidents that happened on the way. And you know, I think there's one or two people maybe on the call who I first met at that time, and probably I crossed paths with quite a lot of other people while in London 5 years ago on the 23rd of March.
Brilliant, thank you, Ed. Yeah, in the live chat, people watching, you can the link to register for that event. It sounds really interesting. Actually, I will try and join myself if we finish in Liverpool in time. I don't know how you manage. I mean, I do a lot of driving for my job, and that's a drive and a half from Swansea to Liverpool. Never mind walking it. So, well done, you. Okay, next on to Swindon. Steve, are you here? Yes.
Yeah, hear me?
Hello, we can.
Yeah, and Edmund, you were staying with me just outside Swindon in Rawton, and me and my wife Marissa. And it can't be 5 years ago, we were having a chat in our kitchen. And the next morning, we went out to one of the worker gates of Honda, the Honda car factory. In Swindon with a few Swindon for Europe, and held a banner, and the press came along and interviewed you because Honda was under threat of closure, and it closed. I don't know if you remember that. As soon as there was the threat of no deal. Don't know if you remember that, but that was like 4,000 jobs plus another few thousand ancillary jobs gone in Swindon because of Brexit. Anyway, so in Swindon we're doing what we do best, which is dance. So at 2:30 in the town centre on what's called the parade, pedestrianised, very crowded shopping parade, outside of the community hub, we're going to do a bit of a processional dance with EU flags and the Union Jack to Ode to Joy on the bagpipes. And that is being led by my wife, who is dressed as the goddess Europa, and my elder daughter, who's come down from London, who's a professional dancer, who's Miss Britannia. And then we're going to stop and do a Greek and then a Balkan dance to electro Greek and Balkan music. Then we're going to do the flag dance back to where we started with the Ode to Joy on the bagpipes, and then we're going to do an English Morris dance with massive great sticks, but we're using 90s rave music, so it's fast. And instead of the traditional Green Man or Molly Maid, we've got my daughter boogieing around within the Morris dance as Miss Britannia, and she'll be moving like Beyonce. So that should be entertaining. And then having shocked and wowed the people in the street, we hope, and not got too much abuse, we're moving into the community centre And at 3:15, we're going to share our new, you could call it a ballet, I would call it a dance theatre piece, about 35 minutes long, which is based on the Greek mythology, the story of the goddess Europa, how she was seduced by Zeus, disguised as a bull, who then made her the goddess and the godmother of all the lands of Europe, and then how she had a daughter, a feisty, rebellious daughter called Britannia, who was the farthest outpost of the Roman Empire and became the goddess of warfare and water. And then we move into Cool Britannia, where she's we are sort of she's the goddess of music and culture, and then she gets nasty and ends up with quite a lot of violence. So we've got a violence dance, and we end with a comment on the attitude towards the migrants in the sea, crossing the channel in small boats. The whole thing starts with we're doing a physical interpretation of the Patrick Stewart sketch, What Has the European Court of Human Rights Ever Done for Us? And our figure that represents the dark heart of old exceptionalist Britain is our skeleton that we have in our Colossus studio, with his bowler hat and cigar and his little shield, which has a Union Jack on it. And he starts and finishes the whole piece. So that should be interesting. And we've invited the audience, well, such as there is. Hopefully we will get one. I put 2,000 leaflets out. Got into 3, hopefully, newspapers, been on the radio, posters everywhere. To then share, the audience can share their thoughts with us, what they thought was good or bad about the piece, probably over a coffee or tea, because they're downstairs, there's a cafe in the hub. So that's what we're doing. Loud and proud and out there, and hope we get an audience. That's it. And I might be able to catch your Edmund's Zoom meeting at 6, because we should be finished. Well, we will be finished by then. It just depends how much packing away we've got doing, whether we're bringing people back for dinner at our place. But there you go. That's it.
Thank you very much, Steve. That sounds great. In case people watching, Steve and his dance group are the ones who went viral after the march in London. So yeah, definitely go and have a look at that if it's Swindon, and a link to register is in the live chat for people watching online. Thanks, Steve. Right, next on to Truro. Bev.
Hi, my name's Bev. I'm representing Call for Europe, and we have planned a talk and social for the 23rd. The talk will be provided by Molly Scott-Cato, who is a former Green MEP for the southwest of England, and is now the Senior Vice Chair of the European Movement. Molly will be providing a talk with a slide presentation. Basically, the title of the talk is The Journey Home, How Can We Return to the Heart of Europe? And there'll be a particular emphasis on the Cornish fishing industry, which is one of the industries, as we all know, that is, along with the fishing industry everywhere else, and farmers and you name it, we know it's there. But because she's coming to Truro, she'll have some emphasis on that for us. So that will go on for the event starts at 6. Tickets are free, and I think Peter will probably be putting the link up to the Eventbrite page on the chat. It is ticketed, not because we're needing you to pay for it, but just so that we can keep track of numbers. The event's actually in the chapel of Truro School, which is a lovely venue, and plenty of space there. We have sold quite a few tickets already, but there are still plenty more to go. Once Molly's finished her talk, there'll be a chance for the audience to ask questions, and then we've got the opportunity for an hour or so of just socialising. There'll be light refreshments, tea and coffee also provided free of charge. So we'd love to see as many people as possible turn up to that and support it. It doesn't matter whether you're a member of Corn for Europe or not. Everybody's welcome if they're interested in hearing what Molly has to say. And just as an aside, we are actually running a stall tomorrow in Truro partly to publicise the event. So anybody who's listening who wants to pop along to that will be on Lemon Key from 10:30 till about 1 o'clock. Hopefully the weather won't be too bad. And we'll have our usual opinion meter board with some relevant up-to-date questions, stickers, badges, whatever. So we'd love to see as many of you as can make it to either or both events. Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you, Bev. The venue looks beautiful, by the way.
It's stunning. Yeah, it's a stunning venue. I think I said it starts at 6. It will probably be finished by around 8 o'clock in the evening. So just to give you an idea.
Well, thank you very much. Right, we shall now move on to, I think it's Walthamstow. Is that Brian again? No, it's not. You're Salisbury way. Walthamstow doing a street stall in the Selborne Walk, Walthamstow Market, and they'll be there from 11 till 2 p.m. Go and join them where they'll be canvassing for European movement membership and informing the public about the effect of Brexit on the music industry, which is a very important thing for me. I'm very passionate about music and the industry. And then on to the last one, which is York, and I believe Don is here for York.
Good evening from York. Just 15 seconds about York, because those of you who don't know this part of the world, York itself is a strange place because we're very much on an island. I think we were about 70% voted Remain in 2016, and we're surrounded by very Brexit regions around us. We're lucky to have a really good Labour MP, Rachel Maskell, who is as pro-European as she's allowed to be. But again, we're generally surrounded by Conservatives. So it's a strange place. It's not hard to find European friends on the streets. It's quite a multicultural area, again, compared with the rest of Yorkshire. So we're having a street stall at the top of what is known colloquially as Bishopthorpe Road. It's humorously called the North London of York. It's got some rather nice little shops, and it's, I suppose cynically you say it's quite a middle class area, but there are, it's a good hub of activity there. And our purpose, we're a bit like Ginny Smith's, we're sort of going out, although we do what you might call cultural things and exchange things, we haven't had a street stall for a while, we haven't got a vast active membership, although lots of supporters, but they don't like turning up. But we're doing a stall which hopes to, I suppose primarily, we're going to have a chart and a Brexitometer of some sort, but we're thinking we want to really activate and give hope to those who did support Remain, and a lot of them are quite despondent, and we want to engage them actively. So we're going to be giving out leaflets and having chats with, we've got two great big universities. The Erasmus scheme is very relevant to a lot of young people in York who come from all over the country. I used to be a Musicians Union member myself and have played on the continent, so say no more, Mr. Chair. I'm with you on that. We're giving out leaflets on the horrible state of people wanting to play and earn money abroad. We've also got a European trail. We've got about 20 people represented in history, 20 countries represented in the history around York, and we have a long, circuitous and interesting trail, the details of which are already on our website, but we'll be printing out leaflets on how to follow that. And we should be doing all this, I say, at the end of the shopping parade in Bishopthorpe Road between about 11 and 2, along with a lot of other people. And we hope anyone in the area drops in. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Don. That sounds great. Yeah, I believe it's European Movement's thing at the moment is talking about the effects of Brexit on musicians. It's definitely worth supporting that in my opinion. We do an NRM thing every year as well called Music Sounds Better with EU, which is an online music live stream event, which we're hoping to, as soon as possible, turn into a real offline festival in an actual field somewhere with a stage and musicians and stuff. So that's the goal for that one, a pro-European music festival. So yeah, that sounds great. And the link for everyone watching live is in the chat now for yorkeuropean.uk website, which has got all them details on it. So that is all of the events that have been registered so far, but I know there are more still to be registered. So if you're watching and you think there's nothing near you, keep an eye on the website because more stuff is going to be registered. And if there is nothing near you and you can't travel anywhere, then there is online things from Germany, Swansea, and also I can now say that we will be live streaming the Liverpool March and all of the speeches from that on the website too. All being well, if I can get a good enough internet connection, which we should have. So there is stuff to do online as well. So as part of the day, we've got everything from a murder mystery, curry night, walking trips, library events, a cinema screening, a full march and rally, Euro quiz, social evenings, live stream events, a market stall, dance event in Swindon, talks with people like Mona Scott Cato and speeches from people like Femi Oluwole and Madeleine Kay and Graham Hughes. So there's lots going on all day on Saturday, the 23rd of March, 2024. Please go to the website marchforrejoin.co.uk/events and you'll be able to find details and links to get involved with all of the events you've heard about tonight and more. Thank you everyone for coming tonight and talking about what you're doing. It's just really encouraging to see everyone doing so much, because the reason we set up NRM in the first place was because we felt like we'd been so squashed on by the Brexiteers that we was all giving up, and I weren't having any of that, and I'm so glad to see so many of you also are not having any of that. We're going nowhere until we're back in EU as far as I'm concerned. So thanks all for coming. Check all the links in the live chat. If you're on YouTube, in the description will be a list of all the links after it's gone as well. Thank you everyone for coming. Bye.